Okay, no more games, no more playing around. Okay, seriously. A lot of you come to me and go, old school nerd. I love your reactions to this metal band, this metal band, this metal band. Thank you for your creativity. You look for bands that are all creative and progressive and everything else. Yeah. And Liliac's now one of those as well. I know, I know. You're thinking, wait a minute, isn't that the family band? The ones with the vampires and the wings and they do the like the Trooper and Dio and Metallica and that's it? Same people, but those kids are not kids anymore. They're bona fide musicians and creative artists, and they're trying to let their creativity out. So I need you to sit down. If you've heard some Liliac stuff in the past, great. You're going to enjoy this, hopefully. If you've never understood or appreciated the creativity of these young people, have a seat. Because all the things that you love about all the different aspects of metal that are going throughout the last 2 years, these young people are starting to catch on that there's a huge musical world and they are opening themselves to it. Don't believe me? Well, watch this. My last Liliac reaction was an acoustic version where Sam sings a song while playing an acoustic guitar, and his sister, who has the most iconic voice that we've heard in a while that's almost unmistakable no matter where you are, sang backup. So, this is the next one. It's called Madness. Now, if everything before now sounds like Liliac to you, fine. But if you were to close your eyes and Melody did not sing in this song, you'd have trouble identifying it as Liliac. And that's a good thing. Brand new day. New album is out. A lot of people have been messaging me going, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I didn't know there were songs like this. There's no covers. I know, it's because it's theirs. You ready? Okay. Have a seat. You've been warned. Harsh vocals. I know. Okay, so far, are you feeling Liliac? Okay, yeah. Melody's doing that power alto feel, the texture, the heavy weight of the rhythm, the walk up, the classic structure. It seems there. Now there are some variances. Sam's using accent pedals. You know, the bass in this song is much meatier than you would normally expect. Okay, we've gotten to this point. Let's take the wagons off. Let's take the wheels off this wagon. Let's just go down a cliff. Ready? Ready? Okay. I told you were warned. Go. Okay, now here's the thing. I want to make sure everyone gets that this song is really good on the album. Live, it's ridiculous. Everything that's going on here is louder, more aggressive, and has a lot more emotion live. Sam's guitar on this one, in this version, in this video, and on the album, does have kind of a little bit of a Tom Morello funky feel to it, and that's a good thing, which means he's going outside the standards and he's going into more creative places, and that's awesome. That's what you want to see. When he plays this live, it literally sounds like you leave a rock show and you're going to a funk blues club for about 20 seconds. Because he really shows out and shows off. And he really pulls those strings live. Now, he's doing it here in the video as well. This is not necessarily a reaction per se where I'm, just reacting to this video I've never seen before. I can't honestly do that. I've never seen the video before, so this is interesting. But I've seen it played live, and I've heard it before. And once you've heard it live, you want to hear it live again. This is where it gets a little interesting. Now, you could do a guitar solo like they're doing here, and then bridge quickly over to a reprisal chorus, which would be standard structure for a rock song. Liliac is taking this album as a tester, a litmus test as to how far people are wanting them to go. Now, here's the thing. It is kind of a litmus test for the fans, but at the same time, it's anytime you take off in a direction, you want to see the temperature. You want to feel how it's going. You might be a little hesitant and you want to go more and want to go more. I mean, if they went off and made an Electric Callboy album, you'd be like, what the hell is going on? Same thing, they can't go off and start doing some Lorna Shore stuff. Musically, they can go any style they want. They know where they've been, and it's comfortable. At the same time, they want to branch out. They want to experiment. They want to explore. They want to be different. They've traveled to Europe this last year. They played in India. So those of you from my channel know that if you travel and tour Europe and you go and you play in a live festival in India, you start seeing things that are not necessarily from before. It's stuff that the world from a metal and rock vision is extremely storytelling, which they've got, but very experimental. There are no limits musically. There are no genres. I know everyone loves to say, oh, it's this genre, this genre. All the great bands right now are creating their own genre. Did anybody know what the hell Electric Callboy's genre was called before everyone said techno metal? No, there was no such thing until they did it. Did anybody know what Ginger's genre was back in 2018? And then someone says, oh, that's groove metal. Oh, it's a thing now. You can create your own sound. You don't have to stick in a genre. You don't have to stick in the past. Now, did the past serve them well? Yes, it did. It's the structure of how you build a band. And they know that. And they pay homage to it every show. However, these kids are too talented to sit back. Sam plays every day. A lot. He loves playing constantly. So and that's just one member of this family. They all have desires. If you gave Ethan, the bass player right now, if you gave him the option, he would play every instrument that you let him because he just wants to push further. His bass playing skills have moved way beyond just playing the downbeats. He's actually joining in with his brother Sam to play more melodic tones. And the more he progresses, the more it sounds that way. If you don't believe me, I'm going to press play. I've heard the song before. I know what he does next.
Twice with your
also want to say that as you listen to what's going on in the sound of the album and in the video, it's a lot of individual instrumentation. You clearly hear the different tones of the toms. You clearly hear not only the accents that Sam is playing in the background, but you can hear them clearly even though Ethan is playing a bass line run. Everything has its spot and nothing is being drowned out by anything else. Why? It's called musicianship and proper, it's the way it's arranged in the composition to let everyone shine. That's a trick they're picking up from a lot of bands that are coming out now in Europe, especially. In Europe, it's about layering the music where you can hear every person to where every person in the band shines, both in live and on album, and the sound doesn't get muddy. It's something that is a departure from their past styles. When you start playing traditional metal and rock from the 80s and stuff, you usually have big drums, a lead guitarist, and everything else supports that, and then a crazy live singer, right? That's traditional. The newer metal styles let everyone shine. Your keyboardist, your bass player, your guitarist, your drums, your vocalist. Every element has to have its own spot that shines and balances. That's the European metal sound. They're picking up on these things. So for all of you out there that have watched me do reaction to this band, I don't look at them like some people do, where some people will look at some people will look at Liliac and go, oh, they're kids and it's a family and it's they're playing Dio. I noticed that the first time I saw them, and then after that, I don't look at them like that anymore. I look at them as musicians. I look at them as a band. I look at them as people, young people who are on a journey creatively. A lot of people come up to me and go, why don't you do reactions to certain bands? And they give me this long list of bands. And then I won't do reactions to them. And like, why won't you do reactions to these bands? I'm like, because they haven't done anything new in 30 years. They're playing the same stuff they played in 1989. And they've never progressed and they've never changed. Yeah, but they have a new song out. Yes, but it sounds like the song they played 15 years ago. Bands have to progress. Artists have to create. If an artist is not creating, then they're struggling and it's hard to equate. If I want to listen to metal or rock from 1987, 1993, and so on, I would go back and listen to that. If a band is playing that, it doesn't appeal to me as much. But because the reason why is because when you have bands, and I'm going to give you 3 bands, ready? Bloodywood, Electric Callboy, and Ginger. 3 bands who nobody in the world sounded like before 2018. Think about it. Those 3 bands, nobody knew who they were 4 years ago. And now, some of the best bands in the world, especially live. So, when you're looking at bands and you're seeing all these different band people and other members of other bands going creative with all these projects, they realize that you have to be creative and you have to keep coming up with something new, progress, because people are hungry for the art now. It may not be as much in the US still because we're still really weird here. I haven't figured that out, but at least around the world globally, when you put stuff out, you're no longer playing to a regional audience or just a US radio audience. It's not the case. If you're making music and you're putting it on a streaming service, or you're making music and you're putting it on YouTube, you got to understand you're going to have people watching it from Perth, Australia, New Delhi, India, Samoa, Russia, Japan, all over Europe, Africa, South America, and yes, even Canada. They listen to our music. They're not just making their own. That's amazing. So I'm really happy with the direction the band's doing creatively. I do like how they're stepping out, and there are more songs on this album that you need to check out. This is just a taste of some of the differences that are there. There are other songs that made me go, wait a minute, what the hell is that? That's not y'all. And then you hear Melody sing and you're like, oh, it is. You guys went crazy on that one. I said that like 4 or 5 times. So do me a favor, do yourself a favor, do them a favor. Check out the album. It's called Madness. It's up now on streaming services. So give it a check out. Trust me. All right, everybody. That's my reaction. I've only talked for 16 minutes. That's pretty par for the course for a Liliac reaction. And it's mainly because I want to tell you guys, appreciate all the fangs out there, which is referred to as a Liliac fan. I appreciate the family. Thank you guys for coming to my home and hanging out. Thank you for coming to Lafayette, Louisiana and just rocking the Showbox, which is our local venue. I appreciate all that. But more importantly, thank you for growing. Thank you for being creative, progressing, and evolving. That's my favorite part. And with that, I got to go listen to the rest of the album again. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right there. Big thank you to all my Patreons out there. We appreciate everything you do. If you want more content like this video, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this mud ball together. We'll see you later.